Oh, I was just like, I don't know if I could stick around for 4 hours.
Welcome back.
Hi.
To impromptu episode of Square Table Degenerates. I was gonna advertise this, but I didn't know time what was going on with the Cavs game. The Cavs fucking smoked them assholes.
Yeah,
Smoked them.
That was a great feeling.
Up by 40 in the first half, dude.
I know, but then they ended up only winning by what, 18?
Fuck it. You're gonna turn the gas off when you're up by 40.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? If I'm say I'm a cop, oh, I gotta mute that shit. Hold on. Say I'm a cop, right? And I'm chasing somebody and they're going 40 and then they slow down to 20. I'm gonna throttle it back a little bit. You know, that's just how it goes.
I don't know if I would do that. I would keep going to catch him.
At the end of the day, you're like, fuck it, right? You already got this game won. The NBA record is 34 or some shit for coming back. And you know, so after that, you're doing regardless, we welcome to this show the Twisted AJ DiCosimo.
Hey,
I got that right the first time, right?
You nailed it.
So, well, that's why I typed it in. So that way I would.
Yeah, you said it better than I could.
The way I fucking know that shit. I know this guy from back in the mics back in the day.
Yeah.
The East End and shit. And it's like this, man. He's a twisted fuck, bro. He's kind of like almost. There's not many people I say this about. That's what I respect about this fucker is that there's not many people who have the twisted mind like I do. And when I say twisted mind, you always think, and tell me if you're this way, AJ.
Yeah.
Tell me if this way.
Yeah.
Every situation you walk into, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're always thinking of the most twisted, fucked up thing, and it makes you fucking laugh. Is that correct?
I don't know if I think about it. It just occurs to me.
Okay.
Naturally. Like I don't have to think too hard. But before it just kind of hits me like a lightning bolt. Like the darkness finds me.
So I'm at a funeral, right? I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
It was my great uncle on my mom's side. Some random ass person died. And me and my brother were just looking at each other, and we can never be serious, right? And then, and my dad was sitting. This is fucking 20 years. My dad's passed now, but he was sitting in the corner looking like this, just because it was my mom's side, and he was kind of bored. And
your dad's been gone for 20 years?
No. This is like 20 years. My dad's been gone for like 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking at my brother. I was like, they told me, look at dad over there. He looks like he's in a meeting and somebody's saying hi, Jim. And then 2 seconds later, somebody comes up to the guy who's right in front of us and goes, hi, Jim. And shakes his hand. We just started. We lost it. I had to leave the room.
That's so weird.
That's how my funeral goes.
I have a similar story. My uncle passed away about 6 years ago. And I walked in and I opened his mouth and started fucking his throat. So I had a similar thing happen. You know. So I know what that's like. This is what I'm saying.
This is why I love fucking AJ. Sorry about the excessive coughing. I bring strong weed to the show.
Do you mind if I smoke?
Not at all. Whatever you want to smoke. I don't give a fuck if you got crack, meth, cigarettes, whatever you want.
No, I left my meth at home.
Oh, he's got Mavericks. Look at this guy. Old school, baby.
Yeah.
Old school. All right, so I know like you're twisted, but that's about pretty much all I know about you besides you do comedy.
You know what is crazy is like I used to do stand-up. I stopped about a year ago. I've been focusing on writing. I'm writing a book right now. I have a book deal.
Ooh, okay. Is this like a book deal with an actual thing or just a self-publishing thing?
Oh no. I'm writing a book with a publisher.
Okay. Look at this guy, fucking published author and shit.
Yeah.
So great, bro.
So yeah, it's centered around death.
Okay, so it's basically what do you have what is the concept of the book? What is the title of the book? Like what is this book?
So the book is called I Used to Burn Dogs, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Okay.
And it's just personal essays centered around death and dying. It's a topic. You know me for a while. I'm a pretty morose, dark person. Just shit, inherently.
I love it.
So I'm gonna be writing just essays about death, and not just too on the nose either.
Right,
like it's not just gonna be about people dying. It's gonna be like death of ego, death of childhood, stuff like that.
Okay, so basically things in your life or just anything that dies that's what this book's gonna be about.
Yeah. essentially each chapter, what have you, is going to be just a story or an essay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 things, guys. If you want to see me do some edibles, you know the deal. Fucking drop it in the super chat and I'll fucking do some gummies. Even though it's fucking late, bro, it's late as fuck. It's so late. It's not really that late.
No, it's not.
I'm just old. I'm old.
I'm getting started around this time.
How old are you, dude? How old are you?
35.
Okay, so you're not terribly young. You're not terribly old.
No.
Okay, so I'm 47. So that means you're what, class of 07, 08, something like that?
Yeah, class of 07.
Okay.
You nailed that math.
I'm a fucking math guy, bro. I like.
Are you?
Well, the number one.
I could tell that you're a math guy by the everything about you.
It's because my eyes are slanted in location, right?
No, I wasn't going there.
Oh, I'll go there because I got no sponsors. And when you got no sponsors, AJ, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
It was great. It was just at the Wink and Lizard, right downtown. Not across from the gallery. It used to be at the gallery. I think when I was at the gallery, it was a better spot, but
yeah,
we're across from the gallery now. And we was there at work, and there's this girl at work, and we was having a work party, and there's this girl at work, and she's not a lesbian, but she has a son, right? And I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when I was talking to
the one of those lesbians,
right? And I was like, she wasn't always like that, and everybody knew exactly what I was talking about when I went like that, because that's like the international sign for, homosexuality, I think.
Wait, hold on. What? Show me the sign again. That's the universal sign.
Yeah, the limp wrist. Yeah.
See, that's all I had to have been doing this whole time.
Right.
I've just been blowing, fellas. I've just been pulling out my dick and screaming, "It ain't gonna suck itself, Daddy."
It's not gonna.
I always thought that was the universal sign
the
of homosexuality.
That's the line for back in the day. It's not gonna suck itself. God, I thought I was the only one that said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been saying this since the fucking 90s, bro. It's great. It never works. Never works.
I don't think. Well, with all due respect, I don't think you invented that sentence.
No, I'm sure it's coming out for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to everybody who's in the show. Listen, dude, it's fucking 10 o'clock. I'm not gonna be able to say hi to everybody. I'm sorry. You guys can, if you want to, okay. He says, "Shut up and do an edible." Okay, I'll do one gummy for you, Joshy. He's in the UK. He didn't see me when I was over there, but. Yeah, I'll definitely do it. AJ can't do gummies, bro. He's drug tested at work. He's like,
I can't.
He's like he's like works for the FAA or some shit.
Yeah.
All right, so I know you don't work for the FAA because I just made that up, but what do you do?
I land planes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he lands planes without the spotter.
No, I use a spotter.
Oh, like this week, you should just land it bitch.
Oh no, I'm not a pilot.
Oh. I love this guy, man.
Thank you.
That's the reason I brought this guy over here, because, there's not many people who are that twisted in this world, and there really ain't. Like, I walk into any situation. Do you be like this, AJ? Do you be driving down the road, and you look to the right, to the left, and you think, man, if my transition went out, my tire blew, I'd totally hit that fucking fire hydrant and kill that 3 people walking them dogs over there? You think shit like that?
No, I do, but without the fire hydrant. I say I could just hit these people whenever I want. I don't need the fire hydrant.
What are they gonna do if you hit somebody with the car? What are they gonna do?
They're gonna put you in jail for 2nd-degree murder.
Yeah, it depends if you get out of it. You can just claim manslaughter or something, right?
Well, you'll be charged with a crime.
Depends on your lawyer, I guess, right?
Well, I've
got some shit with some good lawyers, bro.
well, I mean, even a good lawyer is going to be like, take the plea deal. Do you know what they do to fellas like me in prison?
Oh, well, stand up. How tall are you? I can see how tall you are.
I'm 5'10".
5'10". Okay, you're not that. I'm 6'3". You're about in that.
I'm on the shorter side of average.
Well, you're in that range. You're above average, so that's good. Well, have you ever been to prison? What was the most illegal thing you've ever done?
I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
What's the most illegal thing you ever done and been caught for?
I've been caught for. I broke when I was a teenager. I threw a rock through like a storefront window.
Okay. What was the reason for
this? Someone said I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I just threw the rock.
This is a guy who told you this, right?
He's dead.
It happens. Fall off a cliff or something?
Heroin.
Yeah, that shit happens. Hey, what the fuck you ever doing here? I never done heroin. I've never been into those legal drugs, bro. I've never been into that. I'm into legal drugs.
I always want to try it.
Heroin?
Yeah, but
how would you do heroin if you think you did it?
I'd snort it, probably.
I would definitely wouldn't shoot it up. No way.
No.
I'd have to have a really fresh fuck. I'd probably smoke it on.
I don't think I'm gonna do heroin.
Yeah, I seriously doubt I do heroin in my entire life.
Yeah, I'm a little too old to be.
Well, they said Nikki Sixx did heroin, but like the heroin nowadays is different, bro. It's not like it was back in the 80s.
No, it's dangerous now.
They got fucking fentanyl in this shit. You no time for that. No time.
Heroin's dangerous these days.
Right. Back in well, that's true though. We laugh at that statement, but back in the 80s, guys could have jobs. Nikki Sixx, and I know Nikki Sixx is the only example, but people could have jobs and fucking do heroin.
William S. Burroughs did heroin from the time he was 11 till the time he died in his 90s.
Fucking 90, man. Can you imagine living till
heroin never killed anybody. Too much heroin is what does it.
That's true. I mean, honestly, that's a good point. No drug ever killed anybody.
Nope.
Too much of that drug.
It's too much of that drug.
Well, some of these drugs don't have they're not prescribed, so they just do them.
Yeah.
You know, like if like say I had a pile of cocaine right here.
Yeah.
I mean, the first sniff would probably make me feel good, I guess. But like after that, I wouldn't know. It'd be an uncharted territory.
Yeah.
What the fuck you do?
Yeah.
You ever done cocaine? I've done cocaine.
I've done. I remember when speed existed. I did speed once.
Like fucking the F whatever the fuck you call pills.
No, it was speed.
Oh,
I don't know what it was called. Somebody just gave me speed one time and I did it.
How'd that feel?
It is exactly what you'd think.
This guy real hyper and shit.
Yeah, you get like restless leg.
Oh, like when your legs bounce.
Yeah, you're like kind of just bouncing off the wall in your head.
All right. Did you do anything productive or just fucking run on the wall or some shit?
No, I just kind of sat there just on speed.
Just sat there shaking and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably, well, if you're gonna do it again, you should probably like get some activities or something. Right?
Yeah, maybe just
stacking cones or something.
Play tennis or something.
Tennis is a good sport. Who's your tennis guy?
Who's my favorite tennis player? Yeah, Novak Djokovic.
Okay, I like McEnroe. McEnroe was good.
I'm a little young for McEnroe.
Yeah, McEnroe was like the 80s.
Yeah.
70s, 80s. Him and fucking what's his name? He used to go back and forth. Was that Wendell?
No, it wasn't. He's dead. Didn't he die of AIDS?
No,
Agassi.
That's our
Agassi.
No, Agassi was way later than McEnroe. It was McEnroe and goddamn, who's the guy in the chat? Who's the guy who did the McEnroe? Or not did McEnroe, but like was back in the day it was McEnroe and somebody else. You remember Chris? Remember if you like you quite the female tennis, it was Chris Everett and fucking Martina Navratilova. Right. Martina could never, or Chris Everett could never beat fucking Martina.
I'm gonna be. This is so crazy. This is a first for me. This is the longest conversation I've ever had about tennis.
I went to the tennis Hall of Fame in Rhode Island.
Where is that?
Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island.
That's a shitty place for a tennis Hall of Fame.
Well,
you don't think it'd be like
course out there?
Yeah, but you don't think it would be like in London where the game was like invented?
I thought that was
Jimmy Connors.
Connors, that was it.
Jimmy Connors.
Yeah, Mustang nose. Connors was a hog too, bro. Connors was a beast. I like Connors back then, and if
I almost said Arthur Ashe, but Arthur Ashe was before Mac.
Yeah, he was the black guy that age. Right?
Yeah, he died of AIDS.
And then also Von Lendl we talked about, but also Boris Becker, man, at 85, he was like 15, 16 years old, and he just fucking killed it.
I thought Boris Becker was the guy in Steely Dan.
Jeez, I don't know the members of Steely Dan. I've had a lot of band members in the show though. I've had a lot of band members. Like a lot of these, I hate calling one hit wonders, but I mean it's kind of what they are.
Who, Steely Dan?
No, just the guys that have the show.
Oh, okay.
You know, guys like I don't know, Right Said Fred was on.
Oh, that's cool.
And
so I'm in good company.
You're the most famous guest is probably Tommy Chong, and after that's Andy Dick. So you're like, I mean, compare yourself to Andy or Tommy Chong and Andy Dick. I mean, you're probably better than Tommy Chong, or you're probably better than Andy Dick, worse than Tommy Chong. It depends on how you look at it, I guess.
No, I don't think I'm better or worse than any of them. I think I'm probably worse than both of them.
Andy Dick is pretty fucked up. I mean,
he's really funny.
He is.
Andy Dick is really.
You got to go if you've never seen the show, you got to go back and watch the Andy Dick episode because it's one of my favorites because he come at me with this stupid. You know how Andy Dick is very cantankerous. Once you get back that stupid shit, you pass the fucking the whatever exterior. He'll answer the questions. He was saying shit like, your wife's cheating on you. I was like, oh, that's great if she is, just stupid shit just to fucking see if I was going to react.
Sure. I 69'd Andy Dick.
Did you have your tongue in his butthole or on his balls?
I don't remember. I was on speed.
You'd be good for fucking improv. Do you ever done improv?
Me, no. I don't think I'd be good at
No,
improv.
you're good at banter. Like this, this is great.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right, we got who was the tennis player at whole Superstitious team before he served? That might have been Agassi. I had a pair of Agassi's back in '96. They were dark blue, black and dark blue, which are badass.
That sounds cool.
I fucking love them shoes.
Yeah,
I'd probably buy them now if they sold them. I don't know what they would cost now. Probably fucking $300.
When does the tickle fight segment happen?
We can do it right now.
I'm winning. Wow.
He's gonna beat me in the tickle.
I'm beating him in the tickle fight.
This guy, I love this guy. We're gonna be here for 4 hours because I'm gonna bring him into it, right? Hey, somebody super chat me so I can do another gummy, right? Weed is great, but it has a lot of negatives. All right, what would you say are some negatives on weed? I don't think there is any negatives on weed. I mean, failing a
reaction time.
Yeah, that's true. It does kill some brain cells.
Yeah, negatives of weed. I don't know. It becomes less of a vice and more of a hobby at some point.
It's kind of like coffee at this point.
It's more like coffee. And I don't drink coffee either.
You don't drink coffee either?
I don't know.
Do you drink suds or all? Like you drink beer and all that or no?
No, I don't drink.
You drink coffee? Oh, you don't drink coffee. You don't. You don't smoke cigarettes.
I do smoke cigarettes.
Got one vice.
Yeah.
You fuck broads and shit.
I have a girlfriend now, but I yeah.
This guy has a girlfriend and shit. I only got like 3 girlfriends. This guy one is great. I'm just kidding. I don't have girlfriends. I'm happily married. Yeah, it's girl. What does she do? Where'd you meet her?
Me, I met her when I was out doing stand up.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So she's like, oh, this is a funny guy. I want to take this guy home.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
Okay. Did you like?
She slid in my DMs.
Was there a joke that you told that she told you was like, you know what, AJ, it's a fucking banger joke. This is why I want to suck your balls and shit.
No, she not in those exact words.
Yeah, she said it like that, right?
What? I mean, she said stuff akin to that at some point, but not as eloquently as you put it.
Now, has she seen you perform after that? Like while you guys been dating this shit?
Yeah, she seen me perform after we started dating.
See, my problem is like shows when the wife's there. I got a lot of jokes about the wife, so it's like when the wife's there, I can't really tell them jokes. And the weed, I don't really get to memorize the jokes because like I be forgetting the jokes because of weed and shit. So like that's why I gravitate towards YouTube because I can just say whatever.
Right.
I mean, we got 13 people watching, 13 lovely people watching at 10 o'clock on a fucking Friday. You guys are golden.
Cyrus here has been smoking for 40 years and it has its negatives.
He's in the UK too.
Oh my God. What are some of the negatives, Cyrus?
The negatives, I think personally the negatives for me, you can't remember jokes.
Yeah.
It might be it. Memory loss, slight memory loss.
Yeah.
Other than that, dude, I don't think there's really no negatives to weed. I mean, it increases your sex drive, increases your appetite, increases your funniness,
It's only 8, according to Cassie Peters, it's only 8 p.m. Oh, well, I think that's a negative because it's 10.
Yeah, Cassie, you're way out in the fucking mountain time zone. We're we're here in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, we're in Cleveland.
There's a big C. I remember Cleveland.
That's how you remember it because of the hat.
Well,
keeps you reminded.
Just right there, yeah. I mean, it's we used to do the show at 9:30 when we first started, but then I moved up to 5:30 because of the Brits. Oh, you're all in bed at that time. I started getting all these British fans and shit, and then fucking.
Yeah. There you go.
Great, man. 10 o'clock. This guy Kane, he's in Pennsylvania, and he never comes up on the panels because he's a fucking fag. Now listen, the word fag, the word retard, etc. Once you're taking these words, like where's your cutoff line for what words you'll say, what words you don't say? I mean, YouTube says you can't say that, or the N word. Obviously, the N word. Nobody's gonna see an N word. It's kind of disrespectful. But like the faggot, retard, etc. What's your cutoff line for those words? What won't you say? What are the if you had a list of words you won't say on stage or in real life? What are those words?
I mean, I think those are the words. I don't think I'd say. I don't think I'd say any of them. I mean, I would if the context is right.
Contextual stuff.
But I mean, I would never use them to deliberately hurt.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna call somebody that. I mean, sarcastically, you know what I mean? Oh, what's up?
When I write a joke, I say to myself, okay, I'm writing this joke. How offensive is it? How bad am I going to hurt someone when I write this joke? And is it funny enough to where it's worth it? That's sort of my logic when I'm writing a joke. And more often than not, the joke isn't funny enough for me to tell it. I wrote probably the darkest joke I've ever written the other day.
All right,
it's my body is a temple.
Okay.
Racist men always barge in and unload drop loads inside it. That's probably the darkest. I botched the punchline, but I'm not a stand-up anymore, so I don't give a fuck.
Right. Well, it's like this was stand-up, man. Stand-up's a circle jerk. It really is. I mean,
I love the scene.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love the people in it. I love everything about stand-up. I love the, going to different places and talking. But it's like, sorry for the cough. That's why I don't. This is fucking really strong weed. But like, it's like, I totally forgot what we was talking about there. Give me the last. Rewind me like 30 seconds. What was we talking about?
You stand up, the scene.
The scene, that's right. The scene's good, but it's like, man, you going somewhere and paying your dues. Dude, I'm fucking old. I got time for that. I do this, and there's fucking people watching.
Yeah,
we're having fun. I'm in the house and chilling.
We just had a tickle fight.
Literally,
we literally just had one. Like there are not too many tickle fights in the stand-up comedy scene.
You could do that, but then people could be like, "Oh, you guys are gay."
Yeah, but then it's just like, so what?
Right. There's nothing wrong with gay people. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I got a bunch of gay friends. I mean, I know people are gay on the fringes. I mean, I'm cool with them. I mean, I wouldn't kick somebody out of a straight bar if they're gay. I wouldn't do that. I mean, it's gay. I gotta turn on this heat, bro. I'm fucking dying in here. Give me about 20 seconds.
You gotta turn on the heat?
Turn off the heat.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking hot here.
He's warm.
It's a hot spot right now, bro.
He's a warm fella.
How it goes. So let's get this interview started here.
Okay.
We just been bullshit kind of. So are you from Cleveland originally? Did you grow up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Garfield Heights.
Garfield. Okay. Yeah. Warner Road crew. Okay.
Yeah. Not far from Warner Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you live with both your parents, both your biological parents?
My parents are divorced when I was 7.
Okay. Who did you end up going with?
My mom.
Okay. You got your brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother. I have 2 stepsisters.
Okay. What did your both your parents do for a living?
My dad is a computer programmer.
Okay.
And my mom was an X-ray technician. She works at like a uniform outlet store now.
Oh, okay. Like at Cintas or something like that?
Yeah. Something similar to that.
Okay. Were you a funny guy growing up? Were you always a class clown? Or what was the first moment you remember laughing and shit like that?
I think I don't know if I was the class clown. I mean, there was always like a group of us. We always, cracked each other up. So it was like, you have a group of friends, you all make each other laugh. And then you just kind of, at some point, you're like, that's fun. And then you just kind of, the older you get, the more you try to emulate that and surround yourself with funny people when friends come and go.
Right. I mean, if you're out there and you're deciding friends, I'm going to pick the people who make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
People who make me feel good, as opposed to people who are constantly complaining or
sure
always asking me for money. Or don't get me wrong, if Adrian's like, "Hey man, I need $5 for gas," I'd be like, "Here you go, buddy. It's fine." But if he came back to me, I'd be like, "Hey, I need $20 for gas." He came back to me fucking Sunday and was like, "Hey, I need $40 for crack." I'd be like, "Yo, stop the fucking mooching."
Yeah.
And we probably won't be friends after that.
Yeah.
But regular friends be doing shit for each other, stuff like that. Yeah. So where'd you end up going to high school? Garfield High?
Garfield Heights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to service after you graduated? Did you go to college? What did you do?
I went to a vocational school where I studied like media technology, film and broadcasting.
Did you go to OTC? Was it?
No, it's Cuyahoga Valley Career Center.
Okay.
I went there. I got an internship at ESPN Radio.
CBCC. Okay, was it that one with Rizzo and all those guys?
Yeah, I was at that station, but I was not on. I didn't intern on that show.
Okay, who was you doing with?
Munch.
Mark Munch Bishop. Love Munch.
Yep. I was on Munch's. I was an intern on his show for like 6 months.
Were you like answering the boards? What were you doing?
Yeah, I was answering phones, running the board. He pulled me on once. That was my first time on air.
Okay. How long were you? I mean, how long did you get to talk on the air for?
What, that day?
I mean, did you get to talk beyond that day? Or,
I ended up having a radio show.
Oh, no shit.
I hosted mornings on 107.3 Alternative Cleveland.
Oh, is that the WGNY or what the fuck's called?
It used to be that.
Okay.
It used to be that. It used to be the Wave, and then it turned to Jenny.
Were you on when it was the Wave?
No, I was on in its current iteration.
Oh,
Alternative Cleveland.
Is it called Jenny now? The alternative thing?
No, it's not called that. It's called 107.3 Alternative Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in your opinion, is radio kind of on the way out, or like, cause like, dude, I listen to YouTube music and I turn on the radio, it's fucking 90% commercials. Like, it's hard.
No, I don't think it's. I mean, it's like any other thing. It's it's got to adapt, I think, but I think it will. I think it'll survive. I mean, it's been around forever.
Kane says this guy realized how famous Joey is. I'm not that famous, bro. I know like 20 people on YouTube and 4 comics. You know what I mean? It's well, that's the thing. That's why I like AJ too. Is like you got to be sarcastic when you're doing this shit. Because like if you're not, you're gonna fucking go crazy. Because you get so many people in this business, AJ. Just, not just comedy, just entertainment. They, I'm so funny, but and yeah, motherfucker, you ain't got $1 million. You're not married, right? You're not fucking Bill Burr. And you're just a fucking some fat guy fucking working in a hospital usually. Right. Yeah, you ain't got time for this fucking all this other bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I love about fucking you know, the guy. Most of the comedy scene is chill, man. There's a couple comics that are, you know, borderline out and they'll care for it, but it's not too many. I really fucking dig the scene.
I've never encountered a comic that I disliked. That's not true.
I got a couple that I really can't fucking stand. I really can't stand it. There's 2 of them. That guy Chris Paul, PHUP.
Oh, you don't like? I love Chris. I love Chris.
That guy was. He must have had an infamy or something. Maybe he didn't like Don or something. But when I did that show, I don't know. I probably should talk with the guy because I mean at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck that much. But like that guy just rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't know.
I've always gotten along swimmingly with Chris.
We just might have had a bad bit or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. And well, it's like when you represent a brand. I mean, I got the Squirt Dibbly Jennings and I got Don C, that guy, and he's fucking unhinged. You know, I mean, he still thinks comedy's the '90s and shit. And it's like, you know, he says shit, and I'm kind of accountable for it. So like, we had this one thread, and on that Cleveland comedy group, and it was with Paul and fucking God, what's the other guy name? Again, I didn't get into it with him by posting something about weed on the comedy board, and he didn't like it. This is fucking a couple years back. He was on like probation or some shit. God, what the fuck was that guy's name? Whatever. I don't know. That's what I think. I don't really hold grudges. I don't, because it's hard for me to hold grudges because I'm like you. I just don't care.
Right.
You know why care? Why would you care about that stuff? You know what I mean?
I hold grudges.
You do hold a grudge.
Oh yeah.
There
are people I hate.
What's your biggest grudge? What your top 5 grudges?
My top 5 grudges. That's a good one. I had a grandma who I didn't like. She's dead. When she died, I was like thrilled.
What'd she do to you that pissed you off?
She's just a bad person. And then there's an optician that works downtown who I fucking hate. If he died, I'd throw a party.
What, did he give you fucked up glasses or something?
No, I used to work for him.
Oh, you can look at that and get some feedback. This guy is cool as hell, man. As I told you, AJ's fucking legit, man. AJ's cool.
All right.
I think we did a mic back in.
Carol Burnett is funny.
Carol Burnett's funny as fuck.
Carol Burnett's fucking hilarious.
Did she do the ear tongue? Tell her mom she loved her or something? No, touch the nose. Okay.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Or no, maybe yeah, it was the ear.
Might have been the ear.
It was the ear, yeah. I don't know. Someone else did the nose.
There was somebody I had like that. I would come up with and I would say something, I would wink. And they only lasted for like 2 shows. And then I quit talking to her. I don't know why.
So those are 2 grudges. There are these twins that I went to high school with that I can't stand.
Okay.
I'm fantasized about their death.
Is it kind of like the Winklevoss twins, or what did these guys do to you? Did they make fun of you in high school or what?
No, I just see. Here's the thing. I wish death upon people for the most minor offenses.
Oh, so somebody that cut you off in traffic.
Yeah, like I just hope you die.
Fuck that guy. Hopefully, fucking buried tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna say wish death, but like I'm not gonna lie, like. When somebody does something and
Cyrus, the twins were not lesbians. No,
I've known a couple lesbians. Dude, you know what's weird is that like and this is a weird theory, but like these chicks today, they get these degrees, right? And they get to think to where they're like better than guys. And there's so many chicks now that want, you know, these tall 6-pack guys with the fucking Maserati.
Us.
Yeah.
They want us.
Basically us, but you know, us but good looking. And then
Wait, what?
They all want the same guy, right? Or same style guy, and that same style guy is only like 10% of guys.
Well, you're married, right?
Yeah,
and I have a long-term relationship,
and
it seems like the people that we're with didn't want those things.
That's true.
I'm not the most attractive person in the world.
I'm butt ugly. I think I'm
not the most attractive person in the world. I've always done okay.
I think
in the poon department. Uncle AJ has always been able to clean up.
I was good when I was like post 30, and that's weird because like I got married at 32. But like, you know, I don't know, man. It's these chicks. There's so many chicks with you know, I hate to use the word able, but like able chicks who can take care of themselves. What the word is? Boss babes, that kind of shit.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah, and there's like so many guys. There's only so many guys that they go out with, and they run out of guys. So a lot of these boss babes, a lot of these chicks nowadays, AJ, are turning bisexual. They ran out of guys to date, and they're starting to date each other.
I'm trisexual.
You try anything once?
No, I'm in a men, women, and fresh produce.
Little cucumber up the ass.
Yeah, or like a melon. Just stick a hole in it.
Fuck the melon.
Microwave it for a couple seconds.
What would be your top pie if you were to fuck a pie like American Pie? Would you do boysenberry, apple? What do you think?
What type of pie would I have sex with?
Yeah, if you had a choice of pies.
Pumpkin
pie.
A pumpkin pie. I think the mushy.
I love pumpkin pie. So you just ruined pumpkin pie for me.
Yeah, Kane Sample asked me if the Earth is round, flat, or other. Please explain. Well, the Earth is round. It's round.
Yeah, look up at the sky. You can see it's round. I mean, but we don't fall over those. So this is kind of weird to me because, like, if the Earth, like in my head, right? Mm-hmm. If I was to keep walking on around Earth, when I fall over it, when the Earth is like backwards on the side, but I keep walking and it's always flat though. That's why I think the people think the Earth is flat.
Well, yeah, but those people are retarded. People.
That's true.
Yeah,
very very low in the IQ scale.
Yeah. See, I said the word retarded there.
I told you, man. That's how it is under Trump. Right? You can say retard fag now.
No, I wouldn't. I regret saying it that time. No, but you got the Earth is really big, Joe.
It's a big place, bro.
Big place.
What's the farthest west you've been?
The farthest west I've been?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
You been to California?
Yeah, I've been to California.
You ever been like way?
Way in the Pacific.
Over the Pacific, you ever been to like Asia and shit?
I've been to Bangkok.
You've been to Thailand?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you do in Thailand besides ladyboys?
It makes I spent a night in Bangkok. It makes a hard man humble. I could feel the devil walking next to me. You know,
were you doing a show over there? Were you over there for ayahuasca? What were you doing in
Bangkok? No, I've never been to Bangkok.
Do you have a passport?
No, I was singing that song.
Oh, okay.
You remember the song? I was literally spouting off the lyrics to you.
I don't remember anything when I'm this
One night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. Ever walking next to me.
When I talked to Samantha Fox, you remember Samantha Fox, right? From the 80s, she was at, whatever.
I know there's a porn star named Samantha Fox who she makes a good fuck picture.
She did. I don't think she did porn, but she did a lot of topless shit. And
I am a huge fan of pornography.
I like. Well, what's your now? This my one buddy likes a lot of step crap porn. I don't like that shit because like I'm a stepdad, so I can't get into that.
All I need is a dude and a lady and a couch.
Okay,
that's enough.
Now, when you type in the porn search, what's your parameters? What do you type in?
I don't really type in anything into the search. I just kind of scroll down the feed.
The recommended.
My eye.
You go to Nude Vista and just fucking scroll.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I usually type in big natural tits and then whatever hair color I'm feeling that day, like blonde.
That's cool. So I used to just write random words into the search and see what would come up.
That's a good. I've never thought
like I'd do like anti-disestablishmentarianism and see what comes up.
That's the longest word for those who don't know. It used to be the longest word in English. It's probably a longer word now.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Well, did supercalifragilistic ever fucking become an official word?
I couldn't tell you.
How the fuck high were those guys came up with that word?
The Mary Poppins writers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They probably had some fucking shit, right? Back then, probably opium or something.
Yeah, they were doing speed.
Speed? You had the experience. I never done opium or speed. The hardest drug I did was mushrooms, I think.
Okay.
No, I did acid, but that wasn't voluntary. I was just got out of the service back in summer '96. I'm not out of the service. I came home from basic training because I was in the guard. And I was drinking a 40 St. Ides, and this dude Jason Humphrey put a fucking hit of acid in my beer. I didn't know, and I fucking chugged that shit and drank the acid. Well, did the acid after I drank the beer.
Right.
And hindsight's pretty fucked up. But what am I gonna do? This is 30 years ago. I can go find Jason Humphreys and fuck him up. I mean, he's probably dead now. He's a fucking. Whatever.
Hey, Joe, it's gonna be okay. All right. I don't hold grudges. Right.
That's the way I am. Shit. Well, it's like with grudges, it's like they always said grudges is like taking the poison and waiting for the other person to die or whatever. And I mean, whatever. I got grudges against like Jimmy Haslam and the Browns and shit.
Yeah.
For wasting fucking so long in my life. And I mean, well, are you a Browns fan or no?
I actually grew up a Packers fan.
Packers fan.
When I was a kid getting into football, the Browns weren't here.
Okay.
And that was when Favre was like lighting the world on fire.
That was a fucking something about Mary days.
Yeah, so I just adopted the Packers. I've been with them since.
Okay.
Let's do something fun. How about I'm just 100% honest with you guys for the next 30 minutes.
Let's do it.
How about like you ask me anything? The chat can ask me anything.
All right, so
I'll be 100% honest.
All right, so
I'll be honest.
AJ over here is gonna be honest. You guys got to ask him. All right, so
I'll be honest.
If they don't ask you questions, I'll make up questions.
Yeah, just make up questions.
They can understand.
And I will 100% tell the truth.
All right, we got batteries are on the table. What is your favorite battery out of all the styles?
9-volt, because I'm a sucker for licking stuff.
You like that fucking?
I don't stop.
The 2 prongs are.
I would never put a penis in my mouth unless it had a 9-volt battery attached to it.
Now, what does the 9-volt feel like? Have you ever really done that or no?
Yeah, I've done that. It just kind of feels like
I don't like shocks. I don't like getting shocked because like I changed my battery once, right? Years ago, and this is back when I had my wedding ring. I said, I'll wear my wedding ring now because like I went to go change the battery and I had that thing and it fucking shocked my finger. I had a fucking scar here for like a fucking year. And I just, and then I ended up losing that wedding ring because I lost weight and I was in the backyard fucking, I was cutting something like this and fucking fell in the long grass and I never mow my grass because I'm lazy. And that fucker's probably still back there. If I get a metal detector, I can find it, but it's whatever. It's a fucking $5 ring. I get my rings from fucking eBay and fucking Amazon, dude.
Okay.
Like the nearest ring I got, I had a Browns ring here somewhere. Yeah, this Browns championship ring. It's a $15 special from eBay.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, it looks really cool. It says Browns. That was the last time we won a title was fucking
64.
Yeah.
Right?
God damn, right? Fuck, that's 12 years before I was born, bro. I was born in 76. Browns have never been to Super Bowl in my lifetime. Closest they've been was fucking 86 or 88 and 89, I guess. Fucking forward. Fuck, you were in diapers. And
honest question.
All right, here we go. Honest question. Do you know who the Guy Fawkes is, and do you style yourself after him?
I do know who Guy Fawkes is.
Guy Fawkes mask.
I do know who he is. Remember the 8th of November. No, I don't model myself after him, but do I look like Guy Fawkes to you? Do I resemble him?
You got a Guy Fawkes-ish face.
Didn't he have a kind of a?
He's got a longer mustache.
He also had a very fancy British accent.
But you're also way less pale than he was. I thought Guy Fawkes was like fucking paper white. You know?
I'm Italian. I have an olive complexion.
My ancestry's like Czech and that whole region. You know, it's whatever. I mean, we're all Americans. Okay. I mean, it's funny to me, AJ, how they like start ancestry like an arbitrary point in time. Like, oh, we gotta go back to Europe. Mm-hmm. You know, imagine 1,000 years they might do every state. Oh, you're 50% Iowan, 20% Kansan, and 25% Maine or whatever the fuck, you know?
Right. Yeah.
They start counting in some random period of time. If you were a Viking, which part of the boat would you be on? Like the front? Would you be like the leader, rowing it? What do you think?
Is this an honest question? One of the honest?
Yeah, it's an honest question.
Oh, I would be the world's worst Viking.
You couldn't just fucking go.
No, I think I'd be really bad at raping.
Raping.
I think I'd be really bad at
the pillaging. Would be good, but the raping's hard.
Well, I don't even know if I'd be good at pillaging. I'd just keep apologizing. So everyone like, "Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna take this, but I'm sorry."
I'm not a raper either. I don't like. Well, my sexual satisfaction if the broad's fucking resisting, I gotta say the broad because I only fuck broads. Mm-hmm. If the broad's resisting, I'm not into it. Like if she goes no, I'm like, we shouldn't be doing this. See you later. No.
Yeah, we'd be bad Vikings.
Right. So we couldn't rape and pillage.
Oh, and murder. Yeah, I don't think I'd be very good at murder either.
I don't know if I never murdered. Would I be good at murder? I was in the service, but that's why I got in the Air Force because I wasn't like trying to be, killing people and shit.
Air Force kills people.
That's true, but it's the planes that do it. I'm not doing it at the passenger terminal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, here we go. We got a question.
Yeah.
From Thrash, beautiful Thrash out in Aurora, Colorado. Do you like to whip or be whipped on a Viking, or would you like to be whipped or whipped?
Oh, I think I'd like to whip.
Be the guy whipping the people.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Do you think whipping's a demotivational technique? I don't see how whipping.
I think it's negative reinforcement.
Right, like one of those fucking the beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah, it makes me not like you. If I'm getting whipped, I'm gonna be like, ooh, I don't like them.
Speaking of whips, what is your kinkiest sex thing that you're into?
Oh, you take poop off the table and take any role plays involving children. And
yeah.
I'm game for everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most amount of people have been in a bedroom with you been fucking?
I've had a 3-way.
3-way? Okay.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times. I want to get the 2-chick 3-way going on. It'd be nice if the girl showed up,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the one that you and I did with that other guy was pretty hot.
Right, that was like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Air Force is a taxi in this. Yeah, dude, the funny thing about the Air Force is that they actually charge the Army to fly them around.
Oh, that's cool.
Like when I was, they always send them a bill and shit. It's ridiculous. And the DOD is such bloated, man. It's so bloated. Like you're talking almost $950 billion,
right?
Just in the defense budget. And I get we got to have free trade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what the military is there for, because they provide free trade around the world. But like, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
And we're what, $35 trillion in debt. When I was a kid, dude, I remember when we hit the trillion mark. Like, oh my God, now we're 35 times that. What the fuck did we spend $35 trillion on that we didn't take in?
Right.
Like, my God. Fuck. Hey, I'm not gay, Kane. Don't worry. This is just all jokes. Maybe it is. I don't know. You got to stay around. You got to stick around. You never know. You never know when some gay shit's going to break out. It's the thing about gay stuff, bro. Is that gay guys, when they're born, they don't know they're gay. They got to learn they're gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got to start sucking a bunch of
They got to find out the hard way.
Right? I mean,
right?
It might suck 5-6 dicks until you figure out you're gay.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if I'm gay enough yet.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, dude. Let me suck your ween.
We're gonna need some more gay guys to see if we're gay.
I'm gonna give you a blowjob with my butthole.
Now, if you were a gay guy,
yeah,
what would be the hardest part about being a gay guy? In your opinion, besides discrimination, throw it off the table.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say probably the hate, the general hate and malaise you receive from almost everyone. Hardest part about being a gay guy, probably realizing it, at least at a certain time.
Right. Nowadays it's
not a big deal. But like, you know, when you're growing up, there was a stigma behind it.
90s and shit, right? You imagine fun.
Yeah.
Right back in the 90s. Well, it was so stereotypical before fucking the kind of shit came mainstream. I remember when I was in the service, when I first enlisted in the service, it was right after 95. And Bill Clinton put in Don't Ask, Don't Tell in 1993. And the government never fucking changed its forms, right? So they would have all these gay questions, and they would literally just take a pen and cross it off. The question would say, like, is there evidence of homosexuality? They would literally, the doctors back before Don't Ask, Don't Tell would literally look at the ass. And if the hole was pounded, they would consider you gay and check the box off. I'm shit you not.
Wait, they would look at your ass?
They would literally have you bend over and look at your asshole. There was a question on there, is there any evidence of homosexuality?
Oh, really?
After Don't Ask, Don't Tell, they put a line through that.
Well, I mean, if I was in the military and they asked that, I'd be like, hey, Joe, pull your cock out of my ass. They're about to look at my anus.
So that's how fucking hilarious the
curious. This is a good one. Am I concerned about with the next 4 years? Yeah.
I am and I'm not. I'll tell you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of the wrong person. I live in a state where a lot of the rights that are being threatened by people are enshrined into law. So me as a white man, I feel like I'm okay, but the other people.
I think it's like this, man, with the whole stuff. It's like,
the
government is so big and bureaucracy is so huge
that,
like, I mean, you can't just go in there and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna, Social Security, we're cutting it off today.
And here's the thing. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but he doesn't really have. I'm not really concerned about 4 years. He really only has 2 when you think about it, because in 2, Democrats can take the Senate back and the Congress. So he really, if he really wants to take advantage of getting everything that he wants done, he's got to really do it in the next 2 years. Because 2 years from now, he could be threatened. But yeah, I'm concerned.
I mean, we lived through the first four years of the guy, and people's main argument is that, oh yeah, we got the Project 2025 in there. We got the, he's got the Senate, he's got the House kind of deal. He's got the Supreme Court, but there's so many layers before you get to the Supreme Court. Many layers.
Right, but it's not even that. They're states. Like the states don't answer to the president.
They don't. And he's very states' rights. I will say about Trump, he seems to be pounding on the states' rights thing. I mean, they ask him about abortion. They're like, Oh, it's up to the states. Well, that's great if you're talking about keeping democracy, whatever going, because like Ohio Ohio's kind of a libertarian paradise. You think about it. We got gambling, abortion, weed, guns, whatever you want in Ohio, you could do. And it's fucking cheap. You know what I mean? Ohio's a beautiful state. I love it here, man. It's cheap as hell. It's fucking great up here. So at the end of the day, life goes on. The war machine keeps turning. I mean, it's not like we're going to fucking shut down all these tank plants. People need jobs. I mean, we just said earlier, almost $1 trillion in defense spending. That's a lot of fucking jobs, AJ. It's a lot of jobs.
So long story short, quick answer to that is I do think there's cause for concern. But I'm not going to go extreme. I'm keeping a level head.
You got to. Well, it's like, I mean, anybody who like.
But also too, a lot of my rights as AJ aren't being threatened here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the one that is really under threat. I'm concerned for other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, in my opinion, this might be a little serious for your show.
You're fine, bro.
But I think, and this is my opinion. Right. I think opinions are the lowest form of human intelligence because they don't require any accountability. 100%. They don't require any thought. So like opinions are pretty baseline things in terms of on the ladder of intelligence. You're not entitled to your own opinion. You're entitled to an informed opinion.
Yeah, learn that shit.
Right. I mean, but you can't just walk around saying, like, I think the grass is orange and expect me to fucking respect your opinion.
Right.
Like,
they call me names. Like, you non-orange grass believing fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you something very unusual.
Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Entertain the chat for like 30 seconds while I take a leak because I got to pee.
Oh, okay.
All right. So just talk in the microphone and tell everybody.
Okay, I'm going to take his seat, everybody. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm wearing a Dolly Parton shirt. All right. Opinions are not relatives, Cyrus. Uncles are relatives. A lot of people don't know that. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion on opinions. I'm gonna have a cigarette if you guys don't mind. Does the smoke bother you? How big do you think Joe's cock is? I think it's above average. I'm sure of it. Okay, why am I looking at you like that? I'm looking at all of you like that, Kane. Stop being a narcissist. You're being a narcissist, Kane. I'm Penis Senior. Hey, all right, drunk Midwest dad. Weed is still legal there and abortion. Moby-diculous. I don't know what that means. Indiana's a good state. I've been to the Hoosiers Museum in Indiana. I'm a basketball junkie. I almost got hired to host an afternoon radio show in Indiana. Drunk Midwest dad. I don't remember what station it was, but it was in Indianapolis. I interviewed 2 times. One was with a company called Audio Chuck, which produces true crime documentaries. Samantha Lee's Originals. Hi. Does anybody want to meet Penis Senior? Send me a DM. And I'm talking about you, drunk Midwest dad.
That's Pete. That's
Joe's back.
My buddy Pete. Hey, Pete, at midnight, happy birthday, Marine Corps, bro. Pete was in the Marines.
Oh.
Yeah, Pete's a good dude. Pete's, I mean, I go way back with Pete, man. We went to, there was this party at the, you ever remember that train goes down by the river, Cuyahoga Valley train, you know what I'm talking about? They
did the Polar Express on that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that. I met Santa Claus there.
They had a decades party.
How old were you when you stopped believing in Santa Claus?
I'll tell you the exact kind of ish date. There was this club we went to back in '85. It was called, you were probably born yet. It's called Awana. It was called Awana. It was like some Christian club thing. A couple of my friends were in, so my parents sent me there. It was kind of cool. You did activities, you know how it is with these groups. And these one kids were talking about it, oh, Santa Claus ain't real, etc. So I went home and asked my dad, and I was like, hey, Dad, is Santa really? He looks at me and goes, what do you think?
Oh, yeah.
So
dads are awful with that. They're awful at keeping up the illusion.
Well, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna sit there and believe in something that's, whatever. I mean, my son Jimmy, he's 14 now. He's he was a couple years back. He really likes Santa Claus. He likes that. He likes being a kid. You know what I mean? I
love Santa Claus. I still love Santa Claus. He makes me happy. He makes me very happy. See, I'm not always dark. I'm wholesome too.
Okay. Well,
I'm a wholesome guy.
Well, so outside of Santa Claus, what are some wholesome things about you? Where your top 3 wholesomest?
The top 3 wholesomest things. Yeah. Well, does Santa Claus count in the top 3?
Yeah,
you want 3 other things?
Yeah, you can put Santa up.
Besides
Santa Claus. Put Santa up.
I love Santa Claus.
All right, I'm focused Santa too.
This is gonna be weird, and this isn't like a weird sex thing. Right. I love Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh, if you ever watch it as an adult, he's fucking hilarious.
Top with shit like that?
No, yeah, no, but he has like these killer one-liners that like you don't really get unless you're an adult. They're like really fucking witty. So Santa Claus, Winnie the Pooh, and I like musicals, dude.
Musical?
I like musicals.
Do you like that? What's that? 16 going on 17. What? Sound of Music?
Oh, Sound of Music. Yeah, I love Sound of Music.
Who doesn't love the Sound of Music?
I love the Sound of Music. My dad, I come from a family of musicians.
Okay.
They're like all like professional like musicians. Like they're all great. My dad was a violinist. He used to play violin in pits for musicals. So I used to go to these musicals when I was a kid.
Okay.
I just love the theatrics and the music, like musical soundtracks have been a large part of the soundtrack of my life.
Okay, I focus on musicals. Did you?
I'm not just musicals, but I'm a music freak.
Okay, so what? You look like I mean, you got a black coat on. You got what's that, Dolly shirt?
Yeah, I have a Dolly party.
I tried getting Dolly on a show. She said no.
Oh yeah. I wonder why.
Probably because I got 15 people watching. She's got $8 million in the bank tonight.
Hold on 1 second. That's what I have to say. The Dolly party.
Good push. This guy's been holding it in for a fucking hour and a
half.
Oh
my god, you have no idea. That's been.
All right. Raven says there are people that work for the government that didn't swear an oath to the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah.
I took an oath. I work for the government currently, and for my current job, I didn't take an oath.
Cyrus, what's my favorite musical? Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls. We're just a bunch of crazy guys and dolls. The song's not even in the show.
Yeah, it's not even in there. But I was vibing with it. That's the luck what Brando sings it in the movie version. He goes, "Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight."
Brando, what's your favorite Brando movie? You like fucking?
Oh, it's a Godfather. Actually, you know what, dude? Okay. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say. So that's 2 separate questions. Whenever you ask me the greatest thing, you have to clarify.
All right.
Okay. Is it the objective greatest thing or my favorite thing? My favorite's Apocalypse Now.
That's a great movie.
And I will go even further to say Apocalypse Now. Martin Sheen's role is the greatest role in the history of film that was not nominated for an Academy Award.
Comes out the water. Like,
yeah, he's so great.
The fucking knife and shit.
Cyrus, you have to see Guys and Dolls.
All right, so Cyrus,
it's amazing.
So Kane says, "Is it me or does it seem like Joey pulled his guy at the bar and says, hey, you want to smoke weed and talk on camera on YouTube, man?" No, I go back to because I
go back a long way.
I haven't done mics in a minute, bro. Since the pandemic, I've only done 2 mics. So we did the one show right before everything locked down, and then I did the show in 2023, and the one
we didn't. Yeah, you asked me last week if I wanted to come on. I've actually done stuff. I didn't like. I've actually done. Do you remember Mad Magazine? I used to write for Mad Magazine.
Yeah, I remember.
I am a humorist by trade. You can find my work in also, of all places, The New Yorker.
Okay.
I've written for The New Yorker.
Okay.
So I've done shit.
I've seen The New Yorker on The Simpsons. I haven't really checked it out myself.
Yeah.
I ain't got the kind of money, bro. I'm not that elitist. Kane's just.
Oh, Kane's just busted my balls.
Kane's funny.
I thought he was calling me out.
No, Kane's a funny fuck, bro.
I was just like, I'm here. We're friends. I like him. We used to do the mics together. I stopped doing stand-up like a year ago. I lost my mind. Being on stage wasn't good for me anymore.
It's a circle jerk. Let me tell you about the circle jerk. Because like comics tend to, you go to the mics, you befriend other comics. So like your comedy, your circle tends to be other comics. So like other comics are only going to support comedy so much. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta get fans that aren't comics.
I have a lot I owe to stand up. Stand up made me a better writer. I met my girlfriend through stand up. I've gotten laid from stand up quite a bit. I've had
so much laid.
I have some of my best friends in the world are stand ups. So I love stand up. Stand up was great. Stand up got me on the radio. Stand up put me on Bill Squire's podcast for 2 years. I have nothing but fond memories of my time doing stand up.
So you mentioned Bill Squire. Bill's coming on the show. I think it's next week, if I remember correctly, in my weed stained memory. When did you first meet Bill? Because I first met Bill at the East End. He was running the mic. It was him and Cody.
It was my second time doing stand up.
Okay.
I met him at Barrio, and I had a little bit.
I missed that mic. That was great.
I had a little bit of an edge when I first started because I knew what it was like being on stage, and I was already writing.
Okay.
So I kind of knew how jokes were structured. I didn't have to experience that growing pain. By the time I got on stage, I kind of knew how setup punchline functioned.
Right.
So really, when I first started, I was a little ahead of the game in that respect. I just needed to get more comfortable being alone on stage.
What's your biggest fear on stage? I mean, that's a generic question. What's your when you're up there, what do you think about the most that you think? Because we both have the same kind of mind. We both tend to think of funny fucking death related shit or whatever. What if an old person walks in the side and falls over? We're probably gonna laugh. Nobody else laughs. So like, what is when you're up there? My biggest thing is besides forgetting jokes, and it's all the time, but like if I say a joke I think is gonna kill and I only get 1 or 2 laughs, I'm fucking discombobulated. I hate using that word, but I'm all disheveled. I'm like, okay.
So what am I thinking about?
Yeah. Like
my next joke.
Okay.
Well, because you know how I did. I didn't tell stories. I did one-liners.
Right.
So and that I found there's pros and cons to that, right? So like if you're a one-liner guy like Rodney Dangerfield is a perfect example of a one-liner guy. After about 10 minutes, the shtick, like the audience starts to see it coming. After about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the pros of doing stand-up the way I did stand-up is if you didn't like that joke, I got 5 more coming at you. That you're gonna like just rapid fire. Whereas like if I'm a storyteller and I have 5 minutes on masturbation, right? And you didn't like my first joke about masturbation, you're probably not gonna like my next 4 minutes about masturbation.
Dude, that was my thing with the jokes. Is that I would get, I'd take twisted, and I like the twisted shit. I don't like. Yeah. The key to comedy is you make the broads laugh and then the fucking guys laugh because they gotta laugh.
I disagree. I think the key to comedy is jokes.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
you gotta have those.
Well, yeah, you gotta have jokes, but like if you're being holistic, you make the girls laugh, the fucking guys laugh too. Typically, so you gotta kind of ish make it. And my thing is, I love the twisted shit. I get so twisted. I like jokes about coming. I love cum. Yeah. Cum is a funny fucking aspect of life. It's funny to look at. It's funny to do. It's funny to look at the faces and shit.
I don't think I love cum as much as you do, but I certainly enjoy cum. Ejaculating is my favorite thing in the world. The worst sex I've ever had was right on the money.
They're saying like me, you bring the funny. It's good. You're getting a lot of compliments in chat, bro. You're probably
I am. That's flattering.
Well, before we proceed, do you have any social media, YouTube channels, or anything like that?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. AJ DiCosimo.
All right, so look up his name at the top and then follow him on all whatever your.
Like I said, if any of you ladies are confused, young men want to meet Penis Senior,
right there. Right.
Follow me on social medias. Oh
yeah. So let's go back to after high school. And did you go to college at all?
I didn't go to college.
You didn't go to college.
I didn't have time. After my internship, I was ahead of the game because a lot of times you don't get internships in broadcasting in high school.
Okay.
So I had that stuff. So I was pursuing a broadcasting career. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to be like one of my favorite stand-ups of all time is Woody Allen. He's also one of my favorite filmmakers. He's a monster. Before anybody in the chat knows, I get it. He did bad things. He's an amazing filmmaker and a great stand-up, and he was one of my favorite. I want to be Woody Allen. Found out I was a shitty filmmaker, but I was a gifted writer.
Okay. Did you get into any kind of the film production aspect? And that's a fucking shit.
I have so many stories about that I'll spare you. But I found out that I was just lousy. I was lousy as a film director. I could write, but I realized I was just like, you know what? I don't need film is such a collaborative.
You gotta have patience, right?
Don't you? Right. Film is so collaborative that I was just like, you know what? I found that I'm really good at the written word.
Okay.
I can write a joke on paper and it pops. Like you've seen my posts. Like those are the jokes that I can't do anything with.
Right.
Those are the things that I think, like, essentially, like when I'm writing a joke or I'm writing a short story or a humor piece for any weekly humorist or the New Yorker, if I can't use it, I just throw it up on social media. So that's sort of like the unusable stuff that I can't fit anywhere else.
Okay. See, my thing is that I love fucking around on Facebook and shit like that. So like I just post everything on Facebook because well, I can, make people laugh at any time, and I can go live and I can say fuck shit balls or do whatever, and people are gonna find it funny typically. But like the day-to-day jokes and stuff I would normally write, I just throw it on Facebook because it's like I know I'm not gonna go out there. It's all off the top of my head. It's never like it's not like I fucking write a bunch of jokes and then fucking post some shit. I just see something and I fucking drop it. You know what I mean? Because I think that's another thing too, is that comedy has kind of been derailed a lot by like memes and the instant culture of fucking social media. Like before, you used to, get all the funny shit during the week. You go on the weekend, you see the clubs, and you fucking, see the guy talking about it. Nowadays, the second something comes, there's fucking 30.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. Humor changes. Like it's always fluid. Like it's not like music, right? Like I can listen to Mozart and be like, this is still wonderful.
Right.
This hasn't aged.
A couple hundred years ago.
That was a couple 100 years ago. Comedy, I can't really laugh at the same stuff people were laughing at 100 years ago. Comedy evolves and it changes in form.
That's why I think a lot of comics fuck up, is they think, oh, I missed the 90s, I can say whatever. You can still say whatever.
You say whatever the fuck you want. I don't know if you saw my post. I went off about so here. This has been a weird week in our country. Okay, so like, I just got so fucking sick of the posts of people making, I voted for free speech. I voted for lower milk prices.
Right,
I voted for free speech. It's like, dude, it's never went away.
If it was that easy,
it's always been there. What are you fucking talking? The First Amendment, the only thing it fucking guarantees you is that the government's not going to charge you and incarcerate you for your thoughts, your religion, or the things you say.
Right. You still have to be responsible for your actions.
Well, no, you don't have to be responsible. You just have to accept the other consequences. The First Amendment doesn't guarantee you a job. You can't just walk into your fucking boss's office, call her the C word, and then expect to have a job. The First Amendment doesn't protect you. You're a fucking idiot. Like, what are you talking? The First Amendment doesn't protect your favorite comedian from getting kicked off of television because he told a racist joke. The First Amendment doesn't protect that. The First Amendment just protects, we're not going to chop your fucking head off for saying it. That's the only thing.
Said to the free speech. Well, the free.
Wait, hold on. Clarify? What's the free speech police?
He's in the UK, and
right, but I don't know what that means. Like, say it. Like, who has gotten arrested for the things they've said?
I think there was a couple people. This is in the UK. There was a couple people in the UK.
Right, but I don't live in the UK.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what the laws are there. I mean, I don't know what the free speech police is.
I love the First Amendment though. I do, and it's funny because like,
well, no, but people don't understand the First Amendment.
Oh, they don't.
Like they think that like because you have First Amendment rights that you could that Twitter or Facebook can't mute you. Those aren't government utilities.
Right.
Like. And like we don't pour our taxes go everywhere. But that being said, like they're private companies. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, what is your take though? Because like the social media is kind of the new town square. Like freedom of speech was always a newspaper, shit like that.
Free press.
Yeah.
Typically, so I don't know how anybody voted here. Okay, I voted blue, so I'll just get that out.
I voted gold because I'm a avowed libertarian because I don't like none of these people.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's your right as an American to vote for whoever you want.
I'm never going to judge anybody who voted this way or that way. And everybody in the chat knows that it's no secret that me and AJ probably aren't Trump fans.
Right.
It is what it is. But
typically, and I'm going to say typically, the people who side with free speech don't attack the free press.
It's very true.
I mean, like, you could say, like, oh, Fox is conservative leaning, CNN is liberal leaning, but they're reporting on the same things. They're just dressing them up in their takes. It's not their responsibility to shape your opinion. It's yours to figure out the truth and shape your opinion. And if you don't get that, you're a fucking idiot.
Well, a lot of the problem too is if everybody's in their echo chamber.
Get out of your echo chamber.
Thank you.
Get out of your echo chamber.
The only people on social, and I know it's pretty much all social media now. We gotta be real, right? I mean, nobody writes letters anymore. We still go talk, but like talking in person is totally different than social media. If you're on social media, don't block anybody unless they threaten you or they, threaten your way of life, etc. Other than that, just allow them to, if you're friends with them, get their opinions.
Americans are stupid, raised by ignorant, uneducated parents, decades of stupidity. I don't know if I buy that. America is the most literate country in the world by numbers.
Yeah.
By numbers, Americans still have like more college graduates than I think. I don't know, maybe not most of the world, but we're definitely top 10.
100%. Definitely.
So I don't know. Like, once again, stupidity is, I think, subjective.
Oh, well, yeah. People think that people who don't disagree with them or people who disagree with them are just fucking idiots. This is the way we built this such a toxic thing. Like, if somebody says, "Oh, I don't disagree with this," or "I disagree with whatever this guy said," then instantly you're either a radical communist leftist or fucking, far right.
I lean pretty fucking far left.
There's so much in the middle.
I'm pretty far left, but I'm also like relatively, like, my eyes are relatively open to being like, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, I don't have to. I think what he's talking about, the free speech police, are the people who, correct me if I'm wrong, are the people who like go, well, actually.
Right.
Or the people that say things like, well, actually, that's not correct. Or like, maybe that's what you're talking about. But like, with your freedom of speech comes everyone else. Hold on.
Yeah, you're dead wrong. American education system.
That's not what I said.
He was talking about just.
That's not what I said. I said we're still the most literate country in the world. And I said by college graduate. When you say the college education, and also too, if you say we're 57th in the world, last I checked, there's like 270 countries. That makes us in the upper third.
Yeah, well, and at the end of the day, too, it's like this with the education, man. We're on a kind of a Cold War education system. We haven't really in this country gone beyond the Cold War. I mean, if you look at like where we're in the 70s and 80s, we still got the same education system. It hasn't changed at all. We got so many people who want to be, HR reps or fucking
270 countries. If we're 57th in the world, we're in the upper third.
And it's like everybody. This is the problem with Asia too, is that everybody gets all this education because they want these awesome, fucking sit down behind the computer jobs. And once people get to that level, they get a little cocky, they get whatever, and they don't have kids anymore, and they get to this. It's a weird dichotomy. It is. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see a lot of us women, guys too, but like, they get to a certain thing and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna, if I got this master's degree in social work, I'm not gonna date this plumber, even though this plumber might be making more than they are,
right?
By 3 times and shit. So education, the system is kind of dead, in my opinion. Like, the way American education system at least is built now, I don't see it's gonna be there in 10 years.
Right, and I mean, like, okay, but the education's not a way to measure stupidity either.
Not at all.
Because like, Nelson Mandela was a genius. What was South Africa ranked? You know what I mean? At the time when he was being educated, you know what I mean? Like,
you get education for free on the internet. The internet's a beautiful thing. The internet,
right?
It's so great. The information is super great. Any information you want, you just pull out your phone, pull out your computer, type it up. You got your answer.
As somebody who is a writer by trade, like, this is generation. Millennials, are you an elder millennial? Gen Z.
I'm Gen X.
You're Gen X, yeah.
Gen X.
Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z are like, they're reading and writing constantly. It doesn't matter. Like, it's still social media, but that's still more consumption of reading and writing than anyone else has ever done.
I'm not a book guy. I'm not a books guy. America spends more on education than any other country and ranks 57.
Right, but these are different arguments.
Yeah,
I just said we're the most literate country in the world. Refute it.
Yeah, he's saying literacy.
Yeah, I was talking about literacy, man. Like,
it's funny though. There's a lot of countries where people can't even read. Like, all hate.
I know. Like there's like, so like we're the most literate country. And honestly, like, if you're literate, you can function. Like, people like underestimate how important and powerful literacy is. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like where we rank on the world scale in terms of like grade point average. I'm talking about like people being able to like literally get up, go outside, and read stop signs.
You get grade point average. How pointless is that, right? What was your GPA in high school? Do you remember?
2.7.
Mine was like that was a little lower. I think it was 2.4.
I just didn't do anything. And I don't think I'm dumb.
I just
I don't think I'm, do you think I'm dumb? I don't think I'm that dumb.
I'm not gonna lie. The entire time I was in school, I just fucking did whatever. I mean, I did what was required. You know, I did the minimum, but like never want to. And if you just show up, they're gonna fucking promote you. That's another problem in the education system too. Is that like not everybody was meant to get a fucking college education.
Okay, Canada's the most literate country in the world. He has the facts. Where does the U.S. fall on that?
I don't know if I could live in Canada, dude. I don't. I mean, besides, I could deal with the cold and the weed and shit, but like
Cassie was 3 point. We got a genius, Cassie. Good for you.
Cool.
I like Cassie. I don't even know Cassie. I'm a Cassie fan.
Cassie's cool. I was in college. I think it was. God, I remember. I was right on 3. But college is so much easier than high school when it comes to grades.
Yeah.
Once you get to upper division, they just fucking rubber stamp that shit. It's easy. I like it. Shredder, you still up? Welcome to the party. If your work, say hi. Say hi. Reading was always big in the USA mindset. That's why some people weren't allowed to. That's true.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything.
They used to arrest black people for vagrancy.
Reading is power. Like, that's how
knowledge is fucking power. You got the knowledge.
Well, how do you obtain knowledge?
You gotta read. You gotta
like,
read and talk to people. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just we have like a roadmap from people. Like, reading is a literal time machine. Like, it's people speaking to you from the past.
That's what I like about Facebook and all that. Is like I can capture all the moments in time and then bring it up later, especially like the political stuff or the sports stuff. It makes me laugh. He's got one more day to go at work. Okay. All right. So what got you into comedy after? Well, let me go back to after high school. What were you working after high school? Oh, you went to the right. That's you had an internship, didn't you?
I had an internship, but I was also, while I was pursuing broadcast, you know, you're a kid, you need a job. You have to you need a job. I worked in group homes with adults with intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
So I did that for a while, all the while freelancing as a writer. Like I said, and I found my first actual writing job was I was covering the Cavs for Complex magazine for a blog that they had, and then my first real thing was Mad Magazine. I wrote for them for 2 years with Mad.
And how long did that take you? Did you ever have a job that wasn't in this kind of like entertainment industry? Did you ever like work at the Refco or some shit or what?
No, I worked in group homes.
Oh, that's right, the group homes. Okay.
Yeah, I worked in group homes. And like I said, it was. So I started doing stand-up about 2 years before Mad because I wanted to pursue being a humorist, and I was just like, well, I don't want to leave. I don't have to leave Cleveland. Right. And I started getting in. I did stand up once or twice, just to see how good I do, just as a personal challenge. I ended up being a lot better than I thought I'd be. Than I was. I mean, you saw me. I don't think I was too bad at it.
So usually in comedy, your first mic has to go good, or else you're never going to come back, right?
Well, you got to. It doesn't have to go good.
It has to go at least half or higher.
No, you got to feel good about it.
Right.
After, like, you have to be able to. I think the key with stand-up is unlike any other art form, right? There are two things you really, really need in stand-up, I think. One is you have to be 100% honest with the person you see in the mirror. You have to be able to admit that sucks. It's me. It's not the crowd.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you first start, you can't blame, oh, it was a rough crowd. It's like, no, you're not that good.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves when people go, oh, your crowd sucks tonight. Well, man, motherfucker, be funny. You know what I mean? You gotta
when you're more advanced, you understand the difference between a tough crowd.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're first fucking starting out, like you don't get that benefit of the doubt.
Sure, it says I'm dyslexic nowadays. But you know the difference between fact and fiction. Only I can disagree that is like having a dash of whatever that means.
I don't know what that means.
All right. Yeah, but stand-up is stand-up's one of the only art forms because you're basically telling everybody in the audience that you're better than them, laugh at me at what I say. You know
it's one of the art forms where if you're honest with yourself and you're able to kind of admit I don't know what I'm doing and then slowly make like progress, you will get better. There are other art forms where you kind of have to have a little bit of a natural gift for it.
Right.
Stand up, I truly believe is intellectual. It's an intellectual art form.
A lot of
music comes from the heart. Comedy comes from the brain.
A lot of comics are very smart individuals. A lot of them are. A lot of them got mental illnesses. A lot of them do.
Oh, brother, you tell me. I had a meltdown last year. I had to see doctors and shit.
Okay.
It was terrible. I'm on Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
I'm still not well, but
you gotta get in that weed. Well, your job doesn't let you smoke weed, huh? Or you get drug tested? This sucks.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were drug tested?
A couple months ago.
Oh, no shit. Yeah. Okay. You know, I've never failed a drug test ever. I was in the service for fucking 20 years and never failed a drug test. But a literary sense, it's fiction or non-fiction. Non-fiction, so the truth. Yeah. I don't know. The last book I read was fucking probably 30. I'm just not a reader. I mean, I'm on the internet all the time.
Well, here's the thing. Like, here's where I think the education system fails in terms of literacy. When you're a kid, they teach you how to read, but they give you the shit to read. And when it becomes work, it stops being fun.
Right.
When you go venture out and you start going, oh, there's like amazing things. There's so many mind-blowing pieces of fiction and nonfiction, like Cassie says, that are just so fucking good. They're mind changers. The best book I read in school was To Kill a Mockingbird.
It's a great book.
That had me immersed.
Atticus.
Yeah, Atticus. I mean,
I don't like the way they call their dad Atticus. So you can call him Dad.
Well, I mean, there was a reason for that because he treated kids. He treated his kids like independent thinkers.
So you got to be a very proactive parent when they're young to do that. You know what I mean? Like if you got them out there, if they're chopping wood when they're 6, then they're gonna learn lessons and shit like that. And then by the 8, they're washing dishes, that kind of thing. Okay, then you can do that. Yeah. But like nowadays when we're lazy and shit, like I don't get me wrong, I love being a dad. You guys have seen my son; he's a great kid. But like, and my other 2 kids, the girl kids. But like, I'm lazy, dude. I like smoking weed, like chilling. So like, I'm not trying to be that proactive. You know what I mean? So if they like to write Killing Mockingbird about Joey Edibles, they'd be like, this isn't gonna work because this guy's fucking high all the time. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Now, have you ever thought about having kids? Do you have any kids?
No. Ooh. No, I don't want kids.
You don't want kids? No. Okay. Is there a reason for that? You just don't want kids?
I'm not dad material.
Okay.
I'm one of my big hobbies. I would say it's more than a hobby. I'm a guitar player.
Okay.
I've been playing guitar since I was 11 years old.
Is that because your parents, your family was in music, right?
Yeah, they were in music. They've all pursued it in one way or the other. I'm a good guitar player, not a great guitar player. I'm a good college ball player. I'm not good enough to be a pro.
Right.
But I don't care. That is something I only do for me.
Now, have you ever brought the guitar on stage? You ever been in a band?
Once or twice. Yeah, I've been in bands.
Okay.
I've played guitar in bands. I played sax in bands. Okay. I can play saxophone, guitar, and bass.
Okay. Bass. I love the bass. Bass is badass. I love the bass.
It's weird. So I have relationships with all 3.
Okay.
Right. Saxophone, I probably understand more on a deeper level because I was classically trained in that.
Right.
I'm probably of all the instruments, I'm the best at bass, but guitar is what I like the most and what I spent the most time.
Guitar looks the coolest. Bass, I think, sounds the coolest too.
Well, bass is. I mean, there are like really gifted bass players like Victor Wooten and certain guys, but typically it's not really a solo instrument. You need to be playing with an ensemble because the function of the instrument is to really hold down the fort, the foundation of the song. Like you can't really. There's only like a couple of like bass riffs you can really like hum and remember. You know what I mean? Like Under Pressure, Queen and David Bowie. That's like one of them where everybody fucking knows that bass line.
Nirvana, bands by fucking Lithium. Oh,
yeah, Lithium.
God, I love that fucking.
Yeah, but I mean, there's only like a handful.
Cass, you got a question? I played bass. Are you a picker, a finger, or a slapper?
I'm a finger and a slapper. I could actually slap that thing. I could slap that thing around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cassie was a finger.
Oh, I would love to hear Cassie play bass if there's any videos anywhere.
Cassie was a finger. You were a finger and a slapper, but what about the bass? Flea invented both.
I don't know if Shred is being serious or not. So
Shred is not serious.
Okay, yeah.
He's got a Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, because I don't think that's not true.
I like Flea. Flea's got the gap in the teeth. Not too many people got the gap.
Flea can rip it, man.
Flea's fun, man.
But I love like I said, I'm a music drunk. I was a radio jock for a brief stint, and I realized that wasn't for me anymore.
Well, the pay's got to be dog shit, right?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad. The pay thing when it comes to radio, it's not as bad as you think it is, but it's still not like. It's not as bad as you think it is.
No, it's not like minimum wage. Then she says, "I didn't create content, but my bro."
Oh, okay.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I've never learned. When we first moved in this house, we had a piano in the basement. I learned to play the Simpsons theme, but I just watched a couple of YouTube videos and learned it. That kind of thing.
I've always been. I mean, like in terms of like what I like to play. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guy named Larry Carlton. He's like my favorite guitar player.
Okay.
If you guys ever get a chance to like Google and look up Larry Carlton, he's so fucking tasty. And he just has just the most tasteful licks you can imagine. I'm going to recommend 2 songs. I don't know if you ever heard Kid Charlemagne by Steely Dan.
Okay.
He's doing the solo in that song, and another song's called Room 335.
Okay.
That's the one I would recommend you guys. It's just so tasty. If I could sound like anybody, it would be Larry Carlton. I like BB King too. I like
BB King played in his 90s, right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he played till he died. I love BB.
He had a show. Yeah, his show schedule.
John Mayer's amazing.
I focus on John. It's been a minute.
John Mayer's an incredible guitar player. I don't think I'd want to be his friend. Prince is great.
I forgot about John Mayer. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Cyrus has heard of Larry Carlton. Larry Carlton can fucking rip, dude.
Yes, sir.
It just makes you feel good when you hear that stuff.
That's true. Just got to work. All right, see you, Shredder. Take it easy, buddy. So, like, what?
Prince? Prince was amazing.
I remember when Prince died. It was crazy. Prince and Dave Bowie, I think, died in the same year, wasn't it? 2016, sorry.
Yeah, they both died the same. That's so weird. David Bowie is my all-time favorite musician.
I love some David Bowie.
He's my all-time favorite musician. I mean, obviously he wasn't a guitar player, but like if David Bowie is my desert island music.
Cyrus says, "You got me, bro. I'm down on your side." Nice.
I don't know, Kat. You might be older than me. I'm 35 years old, so
he's a crispy 35.
Yeah.
So like, what you mean music wise? Like, if you're going home, I mean, pretty much everybody plays whatever. But like, what are your go-to bands?
My go-to bands. Okay, well, I said David Bowie.
Right. I like Starman and fucking.
Yeah, I mean David Bowie.
Life on Mars. God damn, I love fucking Bowie.
David Bowie. So I'm just gonna go on a brief rant about David Bowie.
All right.
David Bowie. When you listen to rock and alternative music today, I hear more Bowie in it than any other artist. Like when you listen to a band, like a big one when I was growing up was the Killers. Had David Bowie written all over it. You know what I mean? There's like so much Bowie influence. So Bowie's one of them. I'm a big fan of the Smiths.
I fuck with the Smiths.
I love the Smiths. I love Elvis Costello.
What rap wise? What rap?
Oh, rap! Oh my god! Oh my, you know, I love Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Lupe. Kendrick Lamar is a poet. Um, I still like Kanye's music. I don't like him.
I still bump some Kanye.
I love Kanye.
And
I think Kanye brought something to hip hop that wasn't really. He had Kanye had such complex harmonies. Muse is cool. I like Muse. Yeah, I like Muse. Muse is cool.
I don't even know who Muse is. Was it like alternative or punk or what?
Yeah, it's like alternative rock. Yeah, Muse is cool.
Okay, what was your favorite era of music? Like, if I could transport you into any time and say, hey, I could put you in any country, your CBGBs in '76 or some shit.
I mean, you kind of nail. So there's a tier. So there's three, right? I would love to have been in the CBGBs era, like late '70s, where like Blondie was there, Talking Heads, Television, those guys. I would love to have been in the CBGBs. I would have loved to have been in like 30s France with like the gypsy jazz guys like Django Reinhardt. I
had one guy from the Talking Heads on the show.
David, you didn't have David Byrne on the show.
God, what the fuck was the guy's name? I can't remember that.
Yeah, Blondie. Yeah, Cassie's bringing up Blondie.
I fuck with some Blondie.
I love Blondie. Debbie Harry helped me discover myself. Helped a young
that video
AJ find himself.
That video when she's dancing the Heart of Glass, she got
it's great.
No bra on, fuck.
And then another era, you can miss me with the late 60s psychedelic. I have some opinions on the hippies. Oh yeah, the 80s Manchester. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Smiths, The Cure, who else? What was the other one? Oh my god, Depeche Mode, New Order. Yeah, so many great bands in 80s Manchester. I could talk music all day. Like, if you want to talk about music from here on out, I have so many fucking takes. I have so many things. I read about it. Ideally, today, if you asked me what I'd want to do for the rest of my life as a writer, I would love to be a music journalist.
Okay, like working for Rolling Stone or something?
Yeah, Rolling Stone or Cream. Okay. I actually have some stuff. Cream. I don't know if you ever heard Cream magazine. It's back, okay. And I would. I want to pitch some stuff to Cream here pretty soon.
Magazines, man. I used to love magazines. I don't do it too much anymore. Yeah. Newspapers and print.
I mean, they're blogs now, which is cool. Which is cool. I like Kerrang. I forget who is somebody here in London. They said Kerrang. You guys have over there in London, which is a fantastic music publication.
Oh, it's 420 in England. I got smoke up.
Yeah.
My favorite movies are 80s movies. Well, that's a good topic. What about movies? What's
Oh, like I said, I'm a film buff. Okay. I mean, as we're talking, so one of my favorite movies of all time. This kind of reminds me, because you keep asking me about rankings, is High Fidelity.
All right.
I fucking love that movie.
It's the one with John Cusack, right?
Yeah, I always tell this, right, to all of my all of the women I know in my life who ask me opinions about how men think. If you want to know how men think, how they really think, watch High Fidelity. That I've never seen a film that captures the male psyche better than any other movie I've ever seen. Top 5 movies.
Top 5 movies.
Oh my god. I think High Fidelity would be in my top 5. Reservoir Dogs made me fall in love with film.
Good one.
It made film accessible. I think that movie made me want to be a filmmaker. Reservoir Dogs, even though, like I said, I'm a bad filmmaker. It made it sort of. It was the first movie I saw where I'm like, oh, that's possible. Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
Cyrus never liked Reservoir Dogs. That's okay. I just like it's gritty and it has a feel of it could be a play. There's a film that came out I want to say like 10, 12 years ago now called A Separation.
Okay. It
was from Iran. It's unbelievably powerful. It's so good. I said I'm a Woody Allen fan. Like I said, Manhattan. I love and Seven Samurai.
Okay, my top five include. Well, I
Akira
can't,
Kurosawa.
I can't say my best movies. I got to
Mhm.
differentiate between war movies and comedy. My best comedy is Old School.
That's a hilarious
Love
movie.
I've had three.
It's a funny movie.
I've had three guys from the show in Old School. I think three: Jesse Heyman, Lisa Donaldson, Andy Dick.
Oh, that's cool.
And then my favorite war movie is Full Metal Jacket. And because in Full Metal Jacket, they were the first time I saw Full Metal Jacket was 1995. I was in basic training, and we had the day off because it was Christmas. And the TIs rented a bunch of tapes from the Blockbuster. And that was the first time I saw Full Metal Jacket. Was in basic training at Christmas. When I got back from San Antonio, I was down in San Antonio for like 5 weeks or 5 months. I watched the movie every fucking night. I made the whole movie memorized. I could do Full Metal Jacket literally from memory. And then beyond that, man, it's shit like The Other Guys was so good. And there's a bunch of random movies. It's hard for me to really think of movies like that. I mean, if somebody said, "Oh yeah, this movie," Scarface, Godfather, shit like that, but
right,
good stuff.
I mean,
Platoon, that was a good one.
Yeah, Platoon's a good movie.
God, they used one clip from Platoon when they burnt the My Lai massacre. They used one clip from Platoon in our training. It just showed us the fucking 5-minute clip from Platoon. Like, don't do this. It was our fucking low act training.
I think a great war movie. Well, it's not really a war movie because I think by the time they get to war, a Full Metal Jacket's great, but by the time they leave boot camp, the movie kind of goes downhill.
Yeah. The first 45 minutes is the best, and the last hour.
Yeah, the last hour is like Deer Hunter's good. Horror movie. I'm Saving Private Ryan. I think Saving Private Ryan, I think, is the bar.
It's really good.
I think it's not my favorite war movie, but like I said, when you ask me what the best of something is, you're asking me two questions.
Right.
You're asking me what my favorite is, or are you asking me what I think objectively the greatest
They put such attention to detail in the fucking Ryan. That first 15 minutes and then that wave of blood. God damn, that was fucking great scene.
And then the end, like you're like, holy shit.
All right, let's get some things here. It says my number one Spaceballs. I focus on Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut.
Yeah.
Russian made
Spaceballs is good. I like Spaceballs, but it's not my favorite Mel Brooks movie. My favorite Mel Brooks movie is Young Frankenstein.
I love
Young Frankenstein.
I'm serious. That was great.
Yeah. People like Blazing Saddles a lot.
A little overdone, right? Like it's kind of
no. I mean,
it's not a bad movie.
No. Blazing Saddles is great, and I think it's really culturally significant. It doesn't make me laugh as much as Young Frankenstein does because I like when I'm laughing at something or the things I find funny. I either find them people underestimate because you say I'm dark, like I am dark. I venture onto the dark side, but in my writing, I like goofy and zany.
Okay.
And I like Steve Martin is huge. Like I think Steve Martin is brilliant. Number 5, 310 to Yuma is a great movie.
A good one.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Steve Martin. What's some good Steve Martin movies? You remember Sergeant Bilko?
Yeah, Sergeant Bilko. Well, I mean, Father of the Bride's great. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But I'm not just talking about his movie. Like his stand-up was so funny.
Yeah. Oh, I love Steve Martin.
Steve Martin was so great.
That's a good question. Get into some comedy guys you really like. I mean, out of even today over history, who are some comics you really fuck with?
I think I modeled myself even when you saw me doing stand-up, like Stephen Wright was big for me.
Okay.
I like Stephen Wright. I like the one-liner guys. But I think growing up, the first dude that made me fall in love with stand-up was Chris Rock.
Okay.
I loved Chris Rock when I was a kid.
The thing I hated about Chris Rock is he was so popular that like somebody would watch the special and they would literally tell you all the jokes before you get to watch it.
Yeah, before you got to watch the special. Chris Rock was my guy when I was growing up. Chris Rock was the stand-up equivalent to what Reservoir Dogs was for me. Even though my style is nothing like Chris Rock. I just think that Chris Rock, he was just so good. He still is good.
Who would you take over Rock or Dave Chappelle? Who'd you pick out of you?
I think once again, so are you asking me who do I like more, or who do I think is objectively better?
Yeah, who do you think's a better guy?
Chappelle.
Yeah,
At this point.
What a genius, right? He's like the
yeah, he's a genius.
talent.
I don't agree with a lot of his takes, but
I think you're just seeing some shit just to get clicks. That's how it is.
Yeah, and Robin Williams, it was great. Robin Williams was a genius on a different level because he could literally go up there with nothing. And
it was a curious stage. Him and Anthony Bourdain, two guys I just never got.
Anthony Bourdain is
just in terms of how it ended. Like I can't. I mean, I kind of get it, I guess, but like you're at that level of success, and to do end it how they did. Just
Anthony Bourdain and as a young person informed me that there was just this war. Me and my brother, we would, when we were kids, that was like our thing. We would watch Bourdain. And my brother ended up becoming a chef. I ended up becoming a writer. Like we both kind of, and I think like the seed was planted with Anthony Bourdain.
Okay. What was that Michael J. Fox Vietnam movie? I know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
Oh, damn. I remember that movie. A Michael J. Fox movie I liked was Doc Hollywood. And it was funny because I had that guy, that Chesney Hawks. He did the song, the one and only was on that thing. I've had so many celebs on this show, dude. So many fucking people, man. My God.
Yeah, dude.
Who's the most? What's the most famous venue? What's the biggest stage you've been on in terms of comedy?
Hilarities.
You did Hilarities too. You did that.
Yeah,
did you do the main stage or the back room?
Main stage.
Oh, nice. I only did the back room for the
Cleveland Comedy. Well, I've done both.
Right.
But yeah, Hilarity. There's nothing like that room. I mean, it's one of the best comedy clubs in the country. I think we all know that. And yeah, there's nothing like. I've never, as a live performer, I've never experienced anything as electric than when you're up there and you're killing in that room.
Right. Oh my God.
I wish every fucking comic could feel that.
You get some laughs.
Oh yeah. The best I ever did, the best I've ever done as a stand-up was Bill gave me a slot. Not Bill, Sam gave me a slot on one of Bill's shows, and I could do no wrong. It was just one of those things where everything just came together, and yeah, there's nothing like killing in that room.
Casualties of War, that was it. Vietnam had the best movies of any of the wars, I think. Because you got Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, fucking like Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, Vietnam has some good movies. The Gulf War was, I don't know, they had some okay movies. Green Zone was okay. The best Gulf War movie, it was the first Gulf War, but Jarhead. Yeah, I know it's kind of corny. Parts of Jarhead are corny, but the thing I liked about Jarhead the most, AJ, was the fact that there's the only movie that showed the boringness of the service. Yeah. There is so much sitting around and just waiting or doing nothing.
For sure.
It fucking kills you, dude. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. True with the music for sure. All right, before we get out of here.
Wait, Vietnam, that's a good question. Vietnam is the coolest war soundtrack?
Yeah. What do you
think? I mean, here's the thing. When I think Vietnam music, I think the Doors. I don't love the Doors.
Oh, dude.
I don't love the Doors.
I love the Doors.
I accept that I might be the weird one here, but I don't think that. I feel like Jim Morrison thought he was actually deeper than he actually was.
He was a drug using fuck, right? That's probably
yeah. I mean, I don't find him to be a romantic or a sympathetic character in pop culture history. World War II had a great soundtrack. World War II had a killer soundtrack. Like they had the Benny Goodman Orchestra, and like bebop was coming around at that time. Or I mean, bebop kind of I think hit the scene like towards the end of World War II, but like you had like around that time in the 40s, like Miles Davis was starting to come around, and Duke Ellington, and that was such a good era of music. I love the big band era and jazz, and Vietnam had good stuff, but I just find that music to be disingenuous because I look at that time. Have you ever read Fear and Loathing by Hunter Thompson? There's a great moment in that book where it's called the Wave Speech. So if any of you guys get a chance, it's essentially, I mean, I think a lot of us know who Hunter Thompson was. it was like the first time, I don't know this to be true, but a prominent figure of the 60s counterculture took like a step back and just sort of observed everything that happened and started questioning like what were we doing the entire time. Hendrix is great and smoky, but I don't associate Motown with the Vietnam sound.
Yeah, it was just an era. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was the same era. Like, yeah, I love Motown. I love Stevie Wonder and Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye. They're all great, but I don't really associate that. Well, What's Going On is the Vietnam song.
Yeah. The thing I'm so jealous about the Vietnam guys is I know a couple, because when I first got in the car, it was 95. We had a couple older guys who were Vietnam vets, and those guys got to do whatever they wanted over there. Like they could smoke the weed. They were doing heroin. They could bang the local women, whatever. Dude, in Iraq, they had general order number 1: no drugs, no alcohol, whatever. Well, you couldn't do drugs anyways, but no alcohol, no. So like, I would literally fucking, just sit there in the warehouse.
Cyrus. Has Cyrus been the one picking a fight with me all night?
Yeah, Cyrus. Yeah,
Cyrus, you're a little rascal.
Cyrus is like,
I know there were non-white troops. I'm just saying, when I think Vietnam music, I think The Doors, and I don't think that that's a crazy fucking thing.
The protest music, yeah.
They were passing out Doors tapes. They were all listening to the fucking Doors. I think Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I know they were probably listening to Motown.
Or did in Ohio.
Oh, another great movie. We were talking about 80s movies, The Big Chill. Yeah, Breakfast Club for adults.
I had the one guy for the John Capellos, who's a janitor for the Breakfast
Oh,
Club.
No way, that's cool.
Yeah, he was in Seinfeld too, and a couple other shows.
That's cool.
He was on Seinfeld, sniffing accountant on Seinfeld. He's just being a virtual heckler.
Oh, thanks for teaching me a lesson, Cyrus. I really appreciate that. No, I'm not saying you're being confrontational. I'm not. I don't take offense to it.
What this is a good question to the opposite of that. What's the shittiest war for music, would you think? Maybe the Iraq War, huh? Because some of the songs were bad.
Hold on. When was the Gulf War?
That was 91-ish. So
that was pre-grunge.
Yeah. Oh god, that was
so you had a bunch of guys in the Gulf War listening to Warrant and Rat.
Oh, dude,
I would maybe the Gulf War. Yeah, I mean Iraq and Afghanistan were bad too, but I mean Weezer really. I know everyone. Oh, the fucking culture police in the chat's gonna fucking. I know Weezer hit in the early 90s, but Weezer really became Weezer in the early 2000s, right?
I fuck with some Weezer.
Weezer's great. Weezer really hit their peak in the Afghanistan-Iraq war, right? I don't think I'm too fucking far off base. Like when I think of the good music in that time, I'm thinking like Weezer, White Stripes, The Killers, in terms of pop music, like popular rock music.
I don't like that song, that Lee Greenwood song. In the first Gulf War is when they really started playing it. I kind of can't stand that song at this point.
You know what song I've always hated?
What's that?
I've always hated what's that fucking song?
God Bless America. That's another one.
No, the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I don't know why, and I know that that's not a war song, but I fucking hate that song. I hate that song so fucking much. The greatest song ever written about a ship that sunk in Lake Superior that carried iron ore.
That's
like if we're ranking it in terms of songs about that topic, it's number one.
Dude, I used to. You ever had the Great Lakes Brewing Company, Edmund Fitzgerald? I used to get a
Gordon Lightfoot.
I used to get a 6-pack of that, and I'd fucking play it. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
that's fucking. That's a crazy story though. If you ever get a chance, fucking read the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald. They left from Cleveland. It says in the song.
Yeah.
The shores of Cleveland.
Yeah.
McNuggets from the original exciting area of Lord Mine. Okay.
I'm not saying that all the fucking 60s bands were bad. I love The Who. The Who's great. The Stones are cool.
She's a Wheatus Teenage Dirtbag. Good song.
Yeah.
What's your best 60s band then?
My favorite 60s band. Wow. I like the Kinks.
I fuck with the Kinks.
Like off the top of my head, without thinking too much, I think the Kinks are my favorite.
Lola's a great song.
And then it would be like, I think it would be The Who Well, the Stooges. I like the Stooges too.
Yeah, out of the
MC5.
Out of the Beatles or the Stones? No, not the Beatles. No, the Beatles or Queen. Who'd you pick out of those two?
The Beatles or Queen.
Yeah.
Once again, my favorite or more culturally significant.
Who's your favorite?
Queen. I like Queen.
Okay.
I like Queen more. But obviously, the Beatles are the Beatles. Like,
right.
They're unmatched.
I love that that beginning guitar riff, the Lola. God, it fucking is badass. It's the best song of about a transvestite you'll ever see.
For sure. That and the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I wonder how many transvestites were in the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I don't know.
Probably
maybe
two.
1 or 2.
2, 3 or 4.
Yeah, Queen. I just like Queen more. I think they were just more complex musically. And I mean, there's nothing wrong. Like the Beatles, were very blues based, and a lot of their songs were based from the American Songbook, like Irving Berlin and like Cole Porter. Like in Paul's songs, you can hear that sort of like Penny Lane sticks out to me, right? That's very like Cole Porter, Irving Berlin, early American Songbook type stuff. But Queen, it was just so complex that musically.
Yeah, well, taking a hard right from Queen, the punk rock era. What's some of your punk?
The Clash. I mean, the Clash is a top 5 greatest band ever.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree there. I fuck with the Clash.
Yeah, the Clash. Well, I mean, the Clash I think is the greatest punk band of all time, and I think they're a top 5 band of all time.
Should I stay or should I go? What about Sid Vicious and the Sex Pistols?
The Sex Pistols. I mean, the Pistols were great, but they had 2 albums.
Yeah, it was like fucking. They toured for like 3 weeks.
They were two very important albums. But yeah, I mean, the Sex Pistols.
That whole era just kind of fucking revolutionized, and like when they.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible.
Awesome. Flogging Molly, that's a good one. Black Flag. Yeah, what do you think about pop punk? I mean. Some people are like, oh, the only punk was in the late 70s, but like, I mean, pop punk's still punk. I mean, Blink-182 is probably not really punk, but
well, what do they mean by that the only punk was in the 70s? Like, what do they mean when they say that?
When I took this class at Tri-State called History of Rock and Roll.
No, the Sex Pistols did not invent punk.
It was the New York Dolls, wasn't it?
Well, there's a couple. There's 3 bands that a lot of people credit with the advent of punk. That would be the Stooges, which I think that was 68, predates the Pistols. I think the Ramones predate the Pistols too. I might be getting my dates mixed up.
Ramones are great.
But I think the Ramones predate the Pistols. So it would be Iggy and the Stooges, Iggy Pop and the Stooges. MC5 is one that people credit with the advent of punk. Velvet Underground is another one. I know they don't really sound like punk by our standards, but that's the band that the cliche goes, everyone who was, they didn't sell a lot of records, but everyone that did started a band, and the bands in the wake of the Velvet Underground kind of were all punk bands. And another one, and like you said, the Dolls, the New York Dolls.
The Ramones might be low key one of the better punk bands in my opinion. I know.
Well, no, I mean the 3. I think we named the 3 greatest punk bands.
Oh,
I mean, it's the Sex Pistols, the Ramones, and the Clash.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are great ones like Rancid's great, Black Flag was great, but I don't think that they equaled the peak of the Clash in terms of like the Clash were the best because they had well-written songs and they were about something. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just like Sex Pistols had all substance. Like you get behind what the Sex Pistols were saying, but if we're getting down to brass tacks, the songs were not as good as the Clashes or the Ramones.
Well, the Sex Pistols song was like a minute and a half too. It was fucking so short.
Yeah.
And somebody said that my instructor, college instructor, what are the guys? Gary Scott, I don't remember the name, but he always said it wasn't true punk concert unless it ended in a riot. And that's a funny, made me laugh, but that'd be great. Have you ever been involved in a riot? What's closest you've been to a riot? That's a good question.
Probably the George Floyd ones. I wouldn't
even the one downtown. Were you downtown when it happened?
I wasn't downtown, but you asked me the closest I ever been. Okay. And in terms of proximity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were you for the Cavs game 7 and where were you for the parade?
I did not attend the parade. I don't like big crowds.
Okay.
But I was watching. I'm a basketball junkie.
Okay.
I'll watch the Euro League.
Okay.
I'm a basketball freak.
Cooper Flag. What do you think of Cooper Flag? He's a hog.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's good next Larry Bird.
I don't even know. He has better measurables than Larry Bird. I mean,
Nice.
but I mean, to say he's going to be the next Larry Bird, I mean,
Right. Can only one. They said the same thing about Adam Morrison too.
Yeah.
Only one basketball guy in the show. I had Trevor Huffman. He played at Kent State for a little bit back in the late 80s. Or not, no, 2001 at the late 8.
Right.
That's a fun time. I was in spring break when I was leaving for Cancun when they won the one game. And then the other game was I was down there. But
right.
Oh, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun time. Don't forget next Friday. I think it's 3:30. Bill Squires will be live. Friday after that, 3-ish. The guy was supposed to be on last week, Neil Dan's gonna be on, and then November 30th, Dog Musher Robert Forto's gonna be on. Have a great time, everybody, and have a great night. Thanks, AJ, for coming out, man. It's been great, dude.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.